This is the HPT.
Sit right down, put on your poker face. You with the big dogs now. Better bring your best game. Talk trash all you want. To me, it's all the same. You won't leave with much when you come in second place. And I'm the one with the stack showing 7 to the jack. Gon' cry to your mama cause I'm sending you back. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. Last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand.
Hello everyone and welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, joined by professional poker player Maria Ho. Tonight we have the conclusion of our final table coming to you from Fresno, California and the Club One Casino.
You know, this has already been a really intense final table and we've already seen a lot of emotions from these players. I expect the intensity to continue all the way to the very end.
Now with more than $77,000 up top, we know the stakes are high, but these players have already proven that they have what it takes to deal with that kind of pressure.
On the other hand, players like Massey and Jed Hoffman have both been here before and knows what it takes to close this thing out. It's anybody's game.
Well, Maria, what are we waiting for? Let's get down to the felt and award some life-changing cash. Final table action coming up right now.
First place is $777 and $60. Second place is going to take home just under $50,000, and every player at this final table is guaranteed to take home just over $16,000.
Had a nice little prize pool of just over $288,000 this week here at the Club One Casino in Fresno, California.
Billy Wynn with 5 players remaining is our chip leader with $1.8 million. Danny Gonzales with $1.7 million. And our short stacks are Jed Hoffman and Dee Timmons with 12 big blinds and 10 big blinds respectively.
Blinds are $20,000, $40,000 with a $5K ante. The button is on the 1 seat, so under the gun here will be Danny Gonzales. He's got pocket kings, Maria.
Second time that Danny's gotten kings this final table that we've seen. And he's doing that same thing again, just acting like he might fold, acting like he's assessing the situation.
So Danny makes the raise to $125,000. It's folded around now to Billy Wynn.
Billy's got king-queen offsuit, and you know, you can't fault him here for calling Danny's raise with king-queen. Two chip leaders battling it out here this hand. Jed gets out of the way.
Billy and Danny said it before, Billy, just don't look him in the eye, whatever you do. Right in the window there, the king of hearts. The flop is king-9 tray, 2 diamonds.
Pretty disastrous for Billy that the case king flops, because now Billy has top pair, which gotta look pretty good to him against Danny, but Danny's flop top set.
So Billy's just gonna check it over to Danny, and Danny's gonna bet 75,000 chips.
And if I were Billy, I would think I have the best hand, so I would just call and check again to Danny on the turn. Let him bet at it some more.
And Billy's going to make the call. Danny's loving every minute of this.
Turn is the 8 of hearts. You can now see that Billy can't win this pot. He did have some backdoor flush draws earlier. I think Billy's going to check it to Danny and let him bet again.
He does check over to Danny.
I love this. Danny's pretending to think about whether or not he wants to bet here when we all know that with top set he's not going to check.
300,000.
It is a bet of 300,000 chips. Tough decision now, Maria, for Billy here.
I think he has to call here. You can't really give Danny credit for having a better hand than top pair with a queen kicker. I don't really see any value in Billy raising though, which is probably going to save him money this hand, obviously. Billy actually does check raise all in here. And of course, Danny's going to quickly call. I can't even say this is a misstep for Billy. I can see the reasons why he thinks that this is a good play. Unfortunately for him, the case king flopped and Danny has him crushed here.
And it doesn't matter what comes here on the river. Danny's won this hand.
Money's over here.
And Billy just realizes, just made a mistake right there is all that happened. Ran right into the buzzsaw of Danny Gonzales.
I'm going to the restroom. I'll see you when I get back.
He just informed us that he was going to the restroom and he sings his way to the outside of the curtain.
I'm going to pee. I'm all in.
And like I said, sometimes when you have a very aggressive loose image, which Danny does, when you flop big hands like this, you're going to get paid off. And here, Billy is paying the maximum, giving Danny a full double up, leaving Billy with just 4 big blinds now.
Let's run this one.
He's no class.
Yeah.
He has no class.
These girls ain't loyal.
That's what sucks, man. He's no class. They're like, what do you?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
These girls ain't loyal.
We've got 5 players remaining here at this final table at Club 1 in Fresno, California. Come back for more final table action here with the HPT.
Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Maria Hope broadcasting from downtown Fresno, California, here at the Club 1 Casino. It's been fireworks all night long at this nationally televised final table.
And after that huge double up Danny got right before the break, he is our overwhelming chip leader. He's got over 60% of the chips in play. Unfortunately, that was at the cost of Billy Wynn, who was the chip leader for most of the final table. He's down to just 4 big blinds now.
For y'all who don't know, I believe in God and karma, so.
Well, Mr. Wynn is a very nice guy, and you just showed him up
I know,
real bad.
but that was just, I had my hand. That was karma. That was for good for me. I lost.
But why did you behave so mean
But
to
he's
our
a great
friend,
man.
Mr.
I'm not
Wynn?
talking about him.
You disrespected him.
I'm sorry. If I disrespect you, I didn't mean to. I was just playing my hand.
I mean, it's fun and to get turned up and stuff like that, man, but you should have a little bit more etiquette. You should
I
just have a
apologize.
little
I'm
bit
sorry.
more
I got
etiquette.
overworked up.
Just,
It's where I come from. It's how I live. What do you want me to do?
just do you.
That's all I could do.
I think Billy just wants to stay out of the line of fire, just keep a low profile. He's just hoping to play the best poker he can. Speaking of Billy, it's folded over to him with Jack Tray. And he's going to go ahead and get them all in the middle here.
Good luck, sir. 180.
And Jed's going to fold from the small blind, and I'm pretty sure Danny's going to call with any 2 here. And it's just unfortunate when it rains, it pours. Danny with 2 random cards in the big blind actually has Billy dominated in the spot with queen 3.
Not even sure Danny looked at his cards. He just says, I call, flips them over. A little smile out of Billy there. Kind of replaying that last hand in his mind a little bit, but it was tough to get away from. You can't fault the guy.
Queen of Tray. At risk is Jack Tray.
This just shows you how fast the tides can turn in poker. 1 minute you're the chip leader, and the next minute you're out. This is just kind of what happens. The flop is ace king 4, so no help to either player. Danny is still ahead. Billy is looking for a jack.
Billy's grabbing his phone, pushing his car in. Danny's still stacking his chips, but hey, hold the phone. Jack of diamonds comes on the turn.
I gotta say, I am rooting for Billy. He's been taking everything so well.
We go to the river, and it is the 10 of spades, ladies and gentlemen.
That little glimmer of hope just got demolished. Danny Rivers Broadway here to put the final nail in the coffin for Billy. And Billy is going to be our 5th place finisher, taking home just over $16,000. Good game, Billy, and I'm sure we will see you at another HPT final table.
Blinds going up, 30,000, 60,000 with a 10K ante.
4 players remain, and Dee has short stacked her way to a couple of pay jumps now. She looks down at 10-5 of clubs.
She's going to fold over now to Jed Hoffman. He releases his hands, and now to Danny, who makes the call. And the option in the big blind by Aaron Massey is checked. Aaron's ahead with his king 5 of diamonds, going up against Danny's jack 9 of diamonds. The flop is king 10 deuce, couple of hearts. Danny's going to check over to Aaron. Aaron paired his king.
120.
Aaron's going to bet 60,000, and before he can even get his chips in the middle, Danny raises to 120,000.
Danny min raises here, and I'm sure Aaron is super happy about this. A few times Danny has done this really quick check raise, and Aaron's folded, but this time Aaron's got top pair. He's not going anywhere.
I check.
Aaron's going to make the call. If you're just joining us, these two have been playing about every other hand together, and we've seen nothing but fireworks between these two.
Now Danny decides to check in the dark.
There's that stare down. Turn card coming. It's another deuce. This time, the deuce of spades. So Danny checked in the dark. Now Aaron is going to check, so we will go to the river.
Aaron doesn't want to fall for a trap. He's going to pot control here, and the river is the queen of hearts.
Jackpot here for Danny. He makes a straight.
And Aaron's just thinking if he should go for a value bet here or not. He thinks that if
No
Danny
good.
hit the flush on the river, he would have bet. And Danny just calls here with the straight because he's afraid Aaron might have the flush.
Danny says, I call, and then says, no good. As he flips over his hand, Danny's going to win this with the straight.
Danny didn't see any value in raising there on the river.
A little smile, a little smirk from Danny Gonzales, just under 30,000 lifetime earnings here on the HPT. He's trying to add to that.
Aaron looks down at ace, queen of clubs.
I'm all in.
Dee picks up big slick here, and she'll move all of her 12 big blinds in the middle.
Hi, I'm Dee Timmons from Manteca, California, and I'm currently retired. I satellited in for 360 tournament on Friday night, so I've been playing Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday. So about 42 hours. Now I'm dedicating this win today to Jeremy Lum, my oldest son.
And Aaron is going to make the call, and here comes the flop. It's 10-5 tray, couple of diamonds. Dee's still in the lead.
Turn is the jack of spades, giving both players gut shot to Broadway.
Dee doesn't want to go home yet. She's having a good time. River card is the 7 of hearts. And Dee Timmons isn't going anywhere. She's going to hang around here at this nationally televised final table, coming to you from Fresno, California, and the Club One Casino. Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and my friend Maria Ho. We're broadcasting from the Club One Casino right here in Fresno, California. Your final 4 players are about to battle it out, and we're going to find out who the new champ's going to be. And the champion, by the way, goes home with the title and just over $77,000 in cash.
Danny Gonzales is still holding on to his huge chip lead. He's got $3.8 million. Dee Timmons has surged into the second spot with that double up just before break. She has $1.5 million. And Aaron Massey is an extreme short stack with $205,000, which is just 3 big blinds. Blinds are up to $30,000, $60,000 with a $10K ante.
I'm Aaron Massey. I'm from Chicago, and I'm here because I'm a professional poker player. Player of the Year means a lot to me because it shows what you put into it throughout the entire course of the season. It's been a good year, but today's a new day, and I'm just looking forward to trying to close this out.
Aaron Massey looks down at Ace King. We know what's going to happen here.
He's going to move in those 3 big blinds, and he is happy about it when he has Ace King.
Dee gets out of the way, as does Jed. Danny Gonzales, somebody wake this guy up.
I'm not even thinking of looking.
And it seems pretty fitting given the dynamic that they've had that Danny is going to call here. Danny obviously has 1 blind in the middle. He's not folding for 2 more.
Danny says, I call. He calls with king deuce off.
Aaron is well ahead here, but can his hand hold up?
I was calling without looking, Berto. Without.
You know Danny would love to knock Aaron out of this tournament. I think he'd almost like that more than being the champion. I can't speak for him, but there's no love lost between these two, Maria. Flop comes king 9-5, couple of diamonds.
Danny's looking to pair his deuce as well to have 2 pair against Aaron's top pair with the ace kicker.
Aaron way ahead. Turn card now comes the tray of hearts. And the river card, Maria, the queen of diamonds. So with that, Aaron Massey's going to double up. He's going nowhere. And again, not somebody you want to give chips to. You don't want to keep him hanging around here if you're the other players. We are coming to you from the Club One Casino, Fresno, California. It's been an awesome week out here. A prize pool of just over $288,000.
Dee is under the gun here.
Are you kidding me?
Dee looks down at 4-3 offsuit.
Dee into this tournament for $369. What a return on her investment.
All in.
Jed looks down at queen 10 of clubs, and with 7 big blinds, I see him doing nothing else but moving it in.
My name's Jed Hoffman from Reno, Nevada, and I'm here to play some poker. HPT is great. It's got great structures, one of the best structures of any circuit. You know, you get a lot of play. You got multiple entries, so if you fire 1 bullet off and catch a cooler, you can still play.
A call has been and he's going to do just that. He's all in. Over to Danny Gonzales. Danny is going to fold, but Aaron Massey wakes up with ace-jack. An easy call for him. Here comes the flop. 2 7s and a queen. So good flop there for Jed.
Jed has outflopped Aaron, and it is Jed's tournament life at stake. He's looking to fade an ace here. The turn brings the 5 of hearts, so 1 more card to come.
Jed looking to double up, keep his tournament hopes alive. He's got over $500,000 in career earnings. River card is the ace of diamonds, and just like that, Aaron's going to win the hand, and Jed is eliminated.
Good sportsmanship all around.
That's going to eliminate Jed, going out in fourth place, $21,600. And how about Aaron Massey as he builds his chip stack up, Maria?
3 players left, and I'm not going to lie, I love Dee, but I would love to see Danny and Aaron go heads up for the title.
Sure would be a lot of fun. Aaron's going to fold over to Dee now in the 1 seat. She looks down at Jack Tray of clubs. Got the shades back on. I'm assuming what she's listening to isn't the same thing that Danny's listening to, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Dee just limps in with Jack 3 of clubs. I'd like to see Dee get a little more aggressive. I think she has a tight image, and she should use that to her advantage.
Danny's going to check his option in the big blind.
We had a quarter.
Only 3 players left here at this nationally televised final table, coming to you from Fresno, California at the Club One Casino. The flop is 10 Tray Deuce. Action will start with Dee. She paired her 3. She's going to bet $75,000. Now Danny, with his open-ended straight draw, makes the call.
So you can see the percentages are 50-50 here. Danny's also got 2 overcards to Dee's pair. The turn is the 10 of spades. So Dee still has the best hand. Is she going to bet again is the question.
She's going to check it over to Danny. And he's going to go ahead and make a bet now. 100,000 chips.
And I really hope Dee doesn't fold here. I think that the 10 actually makes her hand stronger.
It's 100,000 for Dee to make the call, and she's going to do just that. And bingo for Dee as the tray of spades comes on the river. She's going to go all in. She makes a full house. And Danny is going to quickly fold. The winner of the hand is that woman right there, Dee Timmons.
Nice hand.
Good call there on the turn for Dee. She didn't need to go anywhere.
I think I would have liked to see Dee check it over to Danny, though, and let him try to bluff her, but she moves all in front of him. She's going to win a pretty good pot for her chip stack.
Congratulations to Dee, being the last woman standing here in Fresno, California this week.
120.
Danny raises with 10-7 offsuit.
Over to Aaron Massey now. He looks down at 10-9 of clubs.
And not like these 2 players were trying to stay away from each other or anything, but especially now that they're 3-handed, they're just going to keep playing more and more pots together.
Aaron makes the call. And the flop is ace 4 deuce, couple of clubs.
Aaron's flopped a flush draw. Danny doesn't have anything, and he decides to check.
Action on Aaron Massey. And he's going to check that flop as well. And the turn card now, the deuce of diamonds.
I think Aaron likes the idea of taking a free card with his flush draw because he knows Danny likes to do the check raise thing.
Danny checks. Aaron's going to bet 200,000 chips. Danny quickly folds, and Aaron's going to show him. Aaron shows him 1 card, Maria. Just 1 card.
Just enough to keep Danny guessing. More 3-handed poker when we come back from this HPT final table.
Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson and Maria Ho coming to you from the Club One Casino right here in beautiful downtown Fresno, California.
Danny Gonzales has a huge chip lead over his 2 remaining opponents. He's got just over $4 million. Aaron Massey and Dee Timmons are both fairly short stacked, but anything can happen.
Blinds are 40,000, 80,000 with a 10K ante. First to act will be that man right there, Danny Gonzales, who folds. Over to Aaron Massey now, who looks down at a suited ace-queen.
60.
Huge hand to pick up here, 3-handed, especially with 15 big blinds.
Aaron's going to raise to 160,000, and Dee is going to get them all in the middle here, Maria. She's all in with her ace-jack offsuit.
She's only got 11 big blinds. Of course, she's going to go with this hand, but she is dominated by Aaron's hand.
And the flop is 10-6 tray rainbow. No help for Dee.
Dee is looking for a jack on the turn or the river to keep her hopes alive here.
4 of hearts now is the turn card, so Dee, 1 more street for her. Otherwise, she'll be eliminated here in 3rd place at this final table.
The river pairs the 4 of spades, so ace-queen of Aaron is going to hold up here. And Dee is going to take home $29,376 for her efforts here today.
Dee was so excited to play at this nationally televised final table. And the best story, Maria, she's into this event for under $400. She's going home with just over 29,000. So congratulations to Dee Timmons. I'm sure we'll see her again at another HPT final table. All right, Maria, we are finally heads up. Danny Gonzales, Aaron Massey. These two have had history here at this final table. There's been some comments made. There's been some eyes rolled. And now it's mano y mano, Danny versus Aaron.
Aaron raises on the button with ace-5 of hearts, and Danny goes all in with king-7. It'll be Aaron's tournament life if he wants to call it off here. But for 27 big blinds, I don't think Aaron is going to call. I think he's going to wait for a better spot. Danny obviously just trying to put the pressure on Aaron right now.
Second place is 48,384. Your winner will go home with 77,760. So there's still plenty of cash on the line here as these two players are heads up.
And we really couldn't have scripted this better, James. I feel like these two have been going at it both on the table and also verbally all day. So this is just a great heads-up match. I think they both know what they're doing at the poker table, so it'll be interesting to watch.
And Aaron is going to fold, so Danny wins the first hand here, heads up, as we come to you from the Club One Casino here in Fresno, California.
Danny's on the button this hand in heads up play. The button is also the first to act because they are in the small blind.
Playing 40,000, 80,000 with a 10K ante. We'll start with Danny.
Danny's going to limp in here with queen-8 of spades, and Aaron checks his option with 9 deuce.
And the flop is queen-9 tray, couple of hearts. Both players catching a piece of that flop.
Danny's flop top pair here. Aaron has middle pair.
Danny bets 100,000 chips. I expect Aaron to make this call.
In heads-up play, when you hit any piece of the board, a lot of the times you're not really going to go anywhere. The turn is the 6 of clubs.
Aaron's going to check over to Danny. Danny says 400,000, and he gives Aaron that stare.
Aaron has middle pair here, so I think it's hard for him to fold to this turn bet. Danny did bet on the bigger side, though, so if Aaron feels like he has any sizing tells on Danny, he will let this go. And it looks like Aaron does fold. That's a great laydown by Aaron. Once again, I think Aaron is just looking for a good spot here, and he really doesn't want to give Danny any free chips. Aaron knows he has a chip deficit going into heads-up play, and he's really trying to make some ground with some good decisions.
And Maria, I want to give credit to Aaron Massey, who's really kept his cool the entire night here. Danny's tried to get under his skin, tried to tilt him a little bit, but Aaron has just kept his nose to the grindstone because he knows that's what it takes to win a title.
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed by Aaron's professionalism. Danny here limps in with king 10 of spades. Aaron decides to check with ace 3 of spades.
And the flop is queen, jack, deuce, couple of spades.
So both of them have the flush draw. Aaron has the nut flush draw. However, Danny also has an open-ended straight draw to go with his flush draw.
Aaron checks over to Danny. Danny bets 80,000 chips, and Aaron quickly makes the call. Little cat and mouse here as we're playing heads-up poker with a couple of great players. The 10 of clubs now comes on the turn.
So now Danny pairs his 10, and he has a couple of draws to go with it.
Both players checking, and now the king of diamonds comes on the river.
Aaron has rivered Broadway, but Danny has 2 pair. I'm pretty sure Danny's going to have to pay off Aaron's bet here. Let's see how much Aaron is going to make it.
And he's going to bet 200,000.
Danny quickly makes the call, and he sees that he got rivered, but, you know, Aaron also had the better flush draw going into the river as well.
All right, folks, well, now it's time to step aside from tonight's final table to bring you a segment we call A Poker Life with Doyle Brunson.
Stu Unger was known for his addiction to gambling, and he liked to bet on sports. A friend of mine and I were booking him at the time, his sports action. And Tony called my friend and said, you know, that I'm taking over this town. I've got 25%, whatever y'all do with that kid. He said, y'all can do whatever you want besides that, but I've got 25%. And you go tell that partner of yours that I said so. And he said, if he don't like it, he said, I'm gonna stick 12 ice picks in his stomach. And my partner came and told me that. And I said, well, I guess I better meet with him. So I went, and he told me the same thing. He said, you know, I'm gonna stick 12 ice picks in you if you don't do like I say. And you can tell that old man downtown that he better stay down there and run his own business. And I remember telling him, well, I'm not any messenger boy, but I sure would like to see you go down there and tell him that. And that kind of cooled it out. And I asked Benny, I said, what would you do if he came down here and told you that, Benny? And Benny said, the only thing that would keep me from shooting him right on the spot would be I would be afraid I would hit somebody behind him. It was a tough situation. I mean, this guy was the real deal. He was a bad dude.
Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Maria Ho. We are broadcasting from downtown Fresno, California, here at the Club One Casino. We are down to our final two players. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chip counts.
Danny Gonzales has a 2-1 chip lead over Aaron Massey, but I wouldn't count Aaron out. He has been clawing his way to this point, all final table.
Both players, Maria, obviously want to win this title. That's what's on everybody's mind, the cash and the title. But I'm just going to be honest. These two guys don't like each other. We've seen it in the earlier hands. We saw it on last week's episode. So neither of these guys wants to lose to the other person. So it's gotten personal now, and I got a feeling we're going to see some fireworks. We'll start with Danny Gonzales. He's going to raise to $160,000 with King 8. Action on Aaron now.
Aaron calls $80,000 with Queen 7 of hearts.
And the flop is King Queen 10 Rainbow. Both players catching a piece of that flop.
100.
Danny with top pair here bets $100,000.
And Aaron's going to go ahead and make the call. Turn card now is the 5 of diamonds. And once again, Aaron checks over to Danny.
And now Danny decides to check back here. I think he wants to pot control a bit.
And now we go to the river, the deuce of clubs. Aaron's going to check.
And I think Aaron's checking, planning to call. I think he's just bluff catching at this point.
Danny bets $125,000. Talked to Aaron off camera. This HPT title would mean so much to him.
I think Aaron's thinking that if Danny was bluffing instead of value betting here, he would have tried to bluff the turn, not check back the turn. So now I think Aaron's thinking that Danny's just trying to go for value here. But it is such a small bet, Aaron might just pay to see.
And a fold by winner of the hand.
Wow. And even for just $125,000 in a pot of $665,000, Aaron's not going to go for it. He won't bite.
All right, and we start with Aaron Massey, who makes the call with Queen Deuce. And the option is checked by Danny Gonzales, who's got the same hand, but his is suited in clubs. And the flop is King Trey Deuce Rainbow.
So both players have the same hand, so they have flop bottom pair.
Turn card is another deuce, this time the deuce of hearts. We may see some action here. Danny checks over to Aaron.
They're both just so happy inside that they have trips against their opponent here. Little do they know they share the same kicker.
Aaron bets $90,000. Danny quickly makes the call. River card now, the 10 of diamonds. We'll see if Danny leads out this time.
Looks like he's thinking about leading out now.
And Danny's going to bet 300,000 chips. Aaron's thinking, I got him right where I want him.
Aaron's just going to go for a raise here. It's just a matter of what he thinks Danny has and how much he'll pay off. I don't see Aaron just calling.
And Aaron says all in, and Danny quickly calls. And they both sit down just as quick when they realize they both have the same hand. I think Danny thought, this is it. This tournament's over, and I just won my first HPT title. It's James Larson, Maria Ho, coming to you from the Club One Casino here in Fresno, California.
My name is Danny Ray Gonzales. I'm from the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. This is what I do. I'm living the dream. Who's gonna win this event is a person who wants it as bad as they want to breathe. And when you want it that bad, it's yours. Came a long way. Time is now.
I want to thank the entire staff, Kyle Kirkland, everybody here at Club One. They've been fantastic all week long. Danny looks down at 7-6. He makes the call. Aaron's going to check his option with a suited jack tray.
The flop is Queen 10-3. Aaron has flopped bottom pair. Danny has not connected with this flop.
120.
Both players checking the flop, and now the turn card brings a club, the 8 of clubs.
So now Danny has a gut shot straight draw. A 9 would give him a straight.
Aaron checks, Danny bets 120,000 chips, and Aaron is going to make the call.
It's amazing. I feel like Aaron's just making the correct decision. He knows when to fold when he has the worst hand, and when he has the best hand, even if it's bottom pair on this board, he's going to call. The river is the 5 of spades, so Danny did not hit his gut shot straight draw. So the only way Danny can win this pot is if he bets and gets Aaron to fold.
Action's on Aaron, and Aaron's going to check, and Danny bets 250,000 chips, and Aaron's going to make the call.
Aaron's been playing great. I mean, he's calling here with bottom pair on this board. We saw him fold middle pair when Danny had top pair. I mean, he's just playing above the rim here.
Muck it.
Well, Maria, I think Aaron just threw his cards in.
Please, boss, don't
What?
miss the beat
He's
right
realizing it now.
Wow. Aaron made the call here, and I think when Danny turned his hand, Aaron misread the board and maybe thought Danny had a straight and didn't turn his hand up.
Unbelievable. Wow. These things do happen, Maria. These guys have been playing poker all weekend long. It's been a long final table.
That's just unfortunate for Aaron. You know, I always say, you just turn your hand up. If you call, just turn your hand up sometimes. Sometimes when you're so focused in the moment, you're not reading the board correctly at all times. But if you call and you turn your hand up, then the dealer will read the board for you, and they can't muck your hand and kill it. But if you muck it face down, then, you know, you can't ever get pushed the pot.
Come on.
But Aaron now with pocket 6s is all in. Action on Danny Gonzales.
Danny has pocket 5s, so this is a really great spot for Aaron. And obviously Aaron is just hoping that he can double up and survive, so he has a chance to rectify that mistake he made earlier and still be in the fight to win this championship.
And the flop is 2 10s and an ace.
Bring an ace.
So Aaron maintains his lead here with 2 pair, 10s and 6s to Danny's 10s and 5s.
The turn is the 10 of diamonds, so both players have a full house. Aaron has the bigger full house with 10s full of 6s, though. There are a few chop outs for these players, but Danny can't win.
So the king of diamonds comes on the river. Aaron Massey will double up and keep his tournament hopes alive here at this nationally televised final table, coming to you from the Club One Casino here in beautiful Fresno, California. Welcome back to the HPT. James Larson and Maria Ho with you. The final table tonight will conclude. We'll find out who our new champion is going to be. Either Danny or Aaron will go home with just over $77,000 in cash.
This has been such an interesting final table, James, and this is a great heads-up match that we're watching between Danny and Aaron. Danny has the chip lead, though, with $4.2 million to Aaron's $1.7 million.
It's far from over. Both players happy to be in this position because a nice payday no matter where they finish now. But again, nobody wants to lose to the other player. And it's on. And we start the action with Danny Gonzales. He's going to make the call with Queen Deuce of Diamonds. And Aaron's going to check his option with 10 Trey of Hearts.
The flop is Queen 10-9. Danny has top pair. Aaron has middle pair.
Aaron's going to check over to Danny.
And, you know, it just seems like Danny always has the best hand and Aaron has the second best hand a lot. But Aaron's always seeming to get away from it when he doesn't have the best hand.
Danny bets 125,000 chips and Aaron makes the call. Queen of Spades now comes on the turn.
Danny's got trips now. But unfortunately for Aaron, I think this turn card might actually get him to call another bet from Danny.
You just mentioned Aaron's been making great reads on his opponents tonight, especially heads up against Danny, so maybe he can get away with it. He checks to Danny. Danny bets 225,000 chips.
Like I said, I think this turn card pairing the board makes Aaron feel like his pair of 10s is good. He does make the call here. You can't really fault him for that.
And the river card is the Jack of Clubs.
And Aaron checks, and Danny decides he wants to go to showdown just in case he's getting trapped.
That'll be the winner.
And Danny puts his hand down, and he's going to realize he wins this pot. And the chips are going his way. All right, James Larson and Maria Ho as we are broadcasting from Fresno, California here at the Club One Casino. Danny Gonzales, Aaron Massey, heads up for the cash and the title.
Call.
Danny limps in with 7-5 here. And Aaron looks down at pocket jacks, just the kind of hand he's waiting for, heads up here.
have a raise.
And Aaron's going to raise to $210,000 with his pocket jacks.
Yeah, Danny's not afraid to play post flop here against Aaron. And, you know, even though 7-5 is not a great hand, he does have position and he does have the chip lead.
Talked about this before. If Aaron can win tonight, this will be his second HPT title this year. He won in August in Indiana at the Ameristar Casino East Chicago. He's having a great year. Flop is queen, 5 deuce, couple of hearts. Action will start with Aaron Massey. He's grabbing for chips. And he's going to make a bet of 165,000 chips.
Danny doesn't know it, but he does need to hit another 7 or a 5 to have the best hand here.
Now Danny announces a raise. We're going to go to 330,000. Now Aaron's got to ask himself, am I beat right now? Does he have a queen? Does he have 2 pair? But as you know, Maria, heads up, everything changes, especially the strategy and your decision making.
It looks like Aaron is going to make the call here.
I think Danny was ready for Aaron to go away right there on that street and just take this pot.
And a call.
Turn card now, Maria, is the ace of clubs.
And Aaron checks it over to Danny, who quickly checks.
River card, the king of hearts.
So that's a pretty bad run out for Aaron. I think Aaron thinks that there's a chance that Danny might have raised on the flop with a flush draw, but it doesn't look like Danny is willing to turn his hand into a bluff here. So they do go to showdown, and Aaron is happy to take down this pot at showdown.
Aaron wins the hand.
1,500.
He's got to be thinking to himself, I could win my second HPT title right here in Fresno. Either way, a nice little payday for both players. $48,384 for second and first place. It's a fun little number of $77,760.
The blinds are up, 50,000, 100,000 with a 10,000 ante. Aaron starts this hand on the button. He looks down at pocket 4s.
And he's going to raise it up to 200,000 chips. And Danny is quickly all in right behind him. But another cooler for him is he looks down at pocket 3s.
Well, now it's just whether or not Aaron wants to call off here with 23 big blinds with pocket 4s.
It's really a tough decision.
It's absolutely a tough decision because best case scenario for Aaron is that he's racing. I don't think he thinks Danny's going to put him all in with 3s or 2s, and that's also just a very narrow range that he's beating anyways.
Oh, it's a tough decision for Aaron Massey here. And he's going to fold this hand, Maria.
Yeah, and I think given how many big blinds Aaron has, that is actually the correct fold.
And when we come back, we'll find out if it's going to be Danny or Aaron as our newest HPT champion. So don't go too far. You're watching the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Maria Ho broadcasting from Fresno, California, here at the Club One Casino. It's Heads Up Poker, Maria.
Danny still has about a 2-to-1 chip lead over Aaron. He has $3.9 million to Aaron's $2.1 million. I feel as though this is anybody's game, though. Danny has held the chip lead the entire heads-up match, but I know that Aaron is definitely willing to put up a fight. Aaron looks down at a huge hand here, pocket kings, heads up. He is loving it.
And he just makes the call. I like this.
Now it's time to trap Danny. And it looks like he does. Danny goes all in with ace 3. Aaron quickly calls. This has been the good spot he has been waiting for.
Aaron simply makes the call. Danny goes all in. And Aaron very happy to say, yeah, I'll make that call. No problem. Let's flip him over.
The flop is queen 6-4 rainbow. Aaron's kings still well ahead. Danny doesn't really have much of a piece there. He's looking to fade an ace here. The turn is the 5 of diamonds. So now Danny has actually turned an open-ended straight draw. A 7 or a deuce will also help him eliminate Aaron, and Danny would become our newest HPT champion.
It's just never easy in poker. River card now, the 6 of clubs. And Aaron Massey is going to double up. And like I just said, he is now your chip leader here, heads up.
And now he's got Danny up against the ropes a little bit. Danny's got 13 big blinds, so he will be looking for a hand to shove with.
First place, $77,760. Your second place finisher will go home with just over $48,000.
All in.
Aaron moves all in here, putting Danny all in if he makes the call. And Danny does make the call. So now it is Danny's life at risk here. Aaron's hoping to knock Danny out this hand and become a 2-time HPT champion.
We're off to the races. King 7 against the pocket 5s. Here comes the flop. It's King 10 tray rainbow.
Aaron has outflopped Danny here, hitting top pair. Danny doesn't seem too worried, though. He knows he does only have 2 outs.
Jack of diamonds now on the turn, and Danny's starting to look a little nervous.
Only 1 card to come to save Danny's tournament life here.
And the river card is the deuce of clubs, and Maria, that's going to do it. Aaron Massey does it one more time. His 2nd title this year. He's going home with the cash, the title. $77,760.
Aaron giving his brother Ralph a celebratory hug. You know, when this final table started and Danny started being in control the whole time, you probably wouldn't have seen this as the ending, but Aaron played a great game and he came back several times from being the short stack, and I think this is a well-deserved win for Aaron Massey.
You've got to give credit where credit is due. You just said it. Aaron Massey played great. There he is hugging Dee Timmons. She finished 3rd. Now, do you come over and shake hands? I mean, these guys have been battling all day long into the evening.
I think there's always room for good sportsmanship in poker and in any other competitive sport. And ultimately, I feel like what happens on the table should be left on the table. And Danny has nothing to feel bad about. He's going to take home over $48,000, and he's also played a great game here today.
Yeah, Danny Gonzales. Who knows? There may be a producer watching this too that's going to offer this guy his own reality TV show, because he's given us plenty of color here at this final table. Danny, it was a pleasure having you. Good luck and enjoy your cash.
Danny Gonzales, no stranger to HPT final tables, is standing by with James Larson to talk about his 2nd place finish here at Club 1.
And Maria, down here with Danny, 2nd place. I know you got a lot going through your mind right now. I won't say much, but you came in with such a lead, heads up. What do you think happened?
It didn't fall the way they laid. 2 hands, pocket 5s, pocket 6s, and then he has kings, and I made a play on him. That's what it is. And then we get it in right now, 5s against King 7. He hit it. That's what it is. No. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I keep coming. You know what I mean? Just forward only. You know what I mean? I'm gonna capture a title.
Yeah.
Capture a title.
Danny, it got a little intense there for a while. You guys were staring each other down. It looked like a boxing match was about to break out.
I'd win any of that. I'm undefeated. So, but besides that, hey, it was what it was. He had his brother. They were just trying to get in the head.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There's no excuses. He won. Good game to him, though.
Hey, buddy, I'm proud of you. You came back, another final table, 2nd place. Give him a big round of applause. He's going home with over $48,000. He's a great guy. That's Danny in 2nd.
Thanks, James. And Aaron Massey, who is now our new 2-time HPT champion, is standing by with James to talk about how he felt about this final table, his rivalry with Danny, and how it feels to be a 2-time HPT champion.
All right, Aaron, we've been here before. It's a new venue. We've got Mimi here from Club 1 Casino. What's going through your mind, man? You were down, 4-1, 4-2, whatever it was. You come out on top. What's going through your mind right now?
I just feel real good. I only had a couple of big blinds at one point, but as long as I'm in the tournament, I know that I'm probably going to be in good shape to do good things. And I've been in this spot before, and I just knew that if I just took low variance lines against him, I could outplay him, because he may be bigger out there, but in here, I'm bigger. And I knew what I was doing, so I'm just happy I was able to get it done.
All right, well, the good news is, Buzz, the title is yours, the cash is yours. Once again, I can say this, your new HPT champion. Give it up for Aaron Massey, everybody.
All right, well, there you have it. We have our new champion, and for the 2nd time this year, Aaron Massey takes down an HPT title, this time just over $77,000 in cash. Now, before we go, I want you to break down this heads-up match. Danny was very talkative early. Aaron just kind of, he didn't let it bother him, and then in the end, Aaron ended up coming out victorious. Talk about the final table.
Yeah, Aaron, I think, came in very motivated to play his A game. He has 1 HPT championship under his belt. He was ready to take down a 2nd title here today, and even though Danny tried his best to get under Aaron's skin, he just wasn't able to do it. Aaron made the right decisions when he needed to, and in the end, that paid off as Aaron Massey is our 2-time HPT champion.
Now, Maria, maybe I missed it, but I didn't see these guys shake hands after play was over. Did I miss that?
Yeah, I don't really know what happened afterwards, but at the end of the day, I think in poker, you see a lot of the same faces, you play against a lot of the same opponents, and in the end, good sportsmanship is welcomed by all, and I know that I've gotten plenty of drinks at the bar with people that have knocked me out before.
And you know, I want to thank everybody for playing this event, and congratulations to everybody who cashed. But before we go, Danny Gonzales, you got second place, but you played your heart out. Congratulations to you. So if you're watching this and you think you can play at this nationally televised final table like these two guys and everybody you saw tonight, why not give it a shot? Just head on over to hptpoker.com, find an event that will work for you, and who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash, and Maria and myself will be talking about your play. I want to play one of these things, Maria.
All right, well, just as long as I get to sit next to your left.
Right, exactly. Dead money is what they call me. That's our show for tonight. Thanks for watching. For Maria Ho, I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time on the HPT.